Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to solve day 21 problem of this month on Leetcode. Before starting, if you guys haven't subscribed my YouTube channel yet, then please go ahead and subscribe it. Now without any delay, let's get started with today's problem. Problem number 2257. Count unguarded cells in the grid. Okay, so in this problem you are given two integers m and n representing a zero indexed m into n grid. Okay, so here see this example number 1. M is equal to 4, n is equal to 6. So this is a grid of 4 into 6 size, right? Total 24 cells are there, right? 4 rows and 6 columns. You are also given two 2D integer arrays guards and walls, where guards of I is representing row and column and walls of j representing particular row and column. Okay, so here see this guards. So 0 by 0 index, so at 0 by 0 index there is one guard, at 1 by 1 index there is one guard, at 2 by 3 index there is one guard. Okay, so here I can say that this is row 0, row 1, row 2, row 3. Okay, column 0, column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4 and column 5. All right, now see walls. 0 1, 0 1 there is one wall, 2 2, 2 2 there is one wall, and 1 4, 1 and 4 there is one wall. Okay, right. A guard can see every cell in the four directions: north, east, south or west, starting from their position unless obstructed by a wall or a guard. Okay, so this is the only criteria where their eyesight is blocked, right? Whenever there is a wall or another guard. A cell is guarded if there is at least one guard that can see it. Okay, and in the end we have to just return the number of unoccupied cells that are not guarded. Okay, so see this example number 1. Okay, so this guard can see all these cells, right, in the top direction. Okay, this is nothing but east. Okay, west, north, and this is nothing but south, right? So I can say that this is nothing but right, up, down and left direction. Okay, so this guard can see all these cells to the top, this guard can see all the cells to the right, all the cells to bottom, and in the left side it's not able to see anything because there is one wall. Okay, see this guard can see all these cells, these cells, these cells, and that's it. Okay, and this guard can see only these cells. Okay, so in the end, see these green color cells, these green color cells. Okay, so no guard is able to see them. Okay, and how many cells are these? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So that is why 7 is my output, right? So this is what we need to do. Okay, so how I'm going to solve this problem? Okay, so I hope that you guys are clear with the problem statement. So now what I'm going to do here, m into n, this is nothing but my grid. Okay, of m is equal to 4 and n is equal to 6. Okay, so let me do that. So total 4 rows are there and 6 columns, right? So here first column, let's say second column, third column, fourth column, fifth column and sixth column. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, initially I'm going to create this result array. Okay, 2D array, and by default initially all the values are set to 0 only. Okay, that you guys are already aware. Okay, initially, so here let's say this is 0 index, 1 index, 2 index, 3 index, this is 0 index, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here, first see this guard is at 0 by 0. Okay, so guard is at 0 by 0, so I'm just going to write 2 here, mark this cell as 2. Okay, 1 by 1 guard is there, I'm going to mark it 2. 2 by 3 there is one guard, so I'm going to mark it as 2. Okay, now for walls, what I'm going to do, I'm going to write 3. So at 0 by 1 there is one wall, 0 by 1, so I'm going to write 3 here. Okay, at 2 by 2 there is one wall, so I'm going to write 3 here. Okay, at 1 by 4 there is one wall, I'm going to write 3 here. Okay, all these are the walls and guards. Okay, and all other cells are occupied by 0 only initially. All right, so now once this is done, then Now after that, what I'm going to do here, so this is guard now, so only I'm dealing with guards only. Okay, so just iterate over this, just iterate over guards one by one. Okay, so initially this is the guard 0 by 0, so in 0 by 0 there is one guard. Okay, so this 2 can see this cell, right? And initially it is 0, so if any cell, okay, so let me do one thing. Okay, so this dot simply means 0 initial. Okay, this dot, treat it as 0. Okay, oh, these are 0 only initially. Okay, so these are zeros. Okay, so this guard can see this cell. Okay, so if this guard can see this cell, I'm just going to change it to 1. Okay, this guard can see this cell, I'm going to mark it as 1. This guard can see this cell, I'm going to mark it as 1. Okay, done. Now let's move to the next guard one by one. Okay, this guard, so this guard can see this cell, and now it is blocked because 3 is there. And here this guard can also see this one and this one. Okay, and this guard can see this, this guard can see this one as well. Okay, can see this one as well, but this guard, this set is already taken care by this guard, right? So I'm not dealing with this one. Okay, but if it is not guarded by anyone, then I will mark it as 1, but it is already 1, so no need to change. And in top there is one wall, so I'm going to stop it. Okay, now here 2 3, so 2 3, this is a guard. Okay, so this guard can see here in the right direction in these cells. In the top, this guard can see this one. Okay, but this is already guarded by another one, so let it be 1 only. Then here I move to the top, so this guard can say this one as well. Okay, because this is a visibility now, so this guard can see like this guard can also see like this. Okay, so visibility is not stopping anything. So if this is 1, so let it be 1. Now let's move to our next one. So if it is 0, then changes to 1. Okay, and we have to only stop when it is 2 or 3. Okay, so here there is nothing, so let's change it to 1. Here it is 3, so let's stop it. Okay, this is done. So in the end, you see, this is still 0, 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 this is still 0. So total 7 cells which are still 0. Okay, unguarded cells. Okay, so that is why output is 7. Okay, so that's what I need to do. Okay, so now let's move to the coding part. All right, so here in the code, what you are going to do, first let's create one result array. Okay, result is 2D array, so here int int result is equal to new int m n. Okay, number of rows, number of columns, right? So here this is nothing but my 2D array. Now we have to place the guards. Okay, so let's iterate over all the guards one by one. So I'm simply going to use for each loop. Int guard in my guards. Okay, so here I'm just going to take int row as guard of 0 and int call as guard of 1. Okay, and now after that I'm just going to update my result. Okay, initially all the values are 0 only. Okay, in the result. So for guards, what I'm doing, I'm just going to mark them as 2, right? So this value I'm going to change it to 2 if guard is there. Okay, now same way I have to iterate over all the walls one by one. So same way I'm going to use iterate over all the walls one by one. Int walls. Okay, int row is equal to wall of 0 and int column is equal to wall of 1, and then I'm just going to update my result. Row column is equal to 3. Okay, 4 walls I have updated like this. Now we have to mark the cells guarded by guards. Okay, so just iterate over guards only. Again, int code is very simple. Okay, same story that I've explained. Guards. Okay, we are just going to iterate over all the guards one by one. Okay, and here first row, int row is equal to guard of 0. Okay, this is going to give me the row, okay, current row where my guard is, and column is equal to guard of 1, guard of 1. Okay, and now I have to guard in all the 4 directions, right? So now how I'm going to write the directions? Okay, so here see, let's say I am at this position. Okay, here I am here at this position, and this cell, okay, let's say that this cell is 0 by 0. Okay, now I am moving upwards. Okay, I am moving upwards, so I am remaining in the same column only, right? I am remaining in the same column only, right? But my row is decremented. Okay, so I am moving to this direction by -1 and 0. Okay, so if I am moving up, I am considering -1 and 0. Okay, same way if I am moving to the right side, so my row will remain same, but my column is incremented. Okay, so here I am going to write 0 and 1 for right side. Okay, now if I'm going down, so if I'm going down, I'm remaining in the same column, right? And my I is incrementing by 1. Okay, I is incrementing by 1, right? And if I'm going to the left side, so I am remaining in the same row, but my column is decremented, okay, by 1. Okay, so 0 -1. So these are nothing but my 4 directions. For up, I'm going to use this direction. For moving to the right, I'm moving to this direction. Okay, 0 1. So if further I'm going to move to this direction, so I'm just going to add this to this self. Okay, 0 1. So 0 0 will remain 0. 1 plus 1, it will become 2. Okay, and here if I move upward, so -1 -1 become -2, and here this will become 0 only. So see, I'm moving upwards. Okay, and here if I'm going to move forward for further, so here moving to the next row, so here it will become 2 0. Okay, and here same way 0 -2. Okay, so these are the nothing but directions only, right? So here see, this is my I and J. So if I am moving one row back, so my I is decrement, right? So that is by -1 and J is remaining same. Okay, now from here if I am moving like this, so see here I am remaining in the same row, but column is incremented, so right, that is by 0 1. Okay, so that's it, very simple. Okay, so now here I'm just going to write, we have to guard in all the 4 directions, right? So I'm going to call one helper method, and this, in this helper method I'm just going to pass the result, and I'm going to pass my current row. Okay, row. So I'm moving to the, let's say I'm moving to up direction. Okay, in the up direction I have to check. So if my guard is here, so I have to start checking from this cell now. If I'm moving upward, so I have to start from here. I'm not considering this cell. Okay, so here row -1, from row -1 let's start and remain in same column. And now I'm moving upward, so for upward I'm going to use -1 0. Okay, so here -1 and 0 initially. Okay, and here I'm just going to pass m and n. Okay, and here this is nothing but for up direction. Okay, so now same thing, just copy it. I have to check in all the directions. Okay, all right. So here now if I'm moving downwards, then what I need to do? Okay, so if I'm moving downward, so I'm going to start from the next row. Okay, bottom row. Okay, and my direction is going to be, for bottom my direction is going to be 1 0. Okay, so here I'm going to write 1 0. That's it. Okay, now if I am moving to the, let's say if I'm moving to the left direction. Okay, so for left direction, okay, so for left direction, for this two I have to start checking from here now. So first let's go one column back, row it will remain same and column will be -1. Okay, and here if I'm moving to this direction, so 0 -1. Okay, so here I'm just going to write 0 -1. Okay, and same way for right, I'm moving 0 1. Okay, so here I'm just going to write 0 1, and I'm going to start from, I will remain in the same row, but column will be column plus 1. Okay, start checking from here, there. Okay, so this one, so this is going to start from here. Okay, this is going to starting point like this. Okay, for this is going to starting point, okay, from one level above, right? So this is what we need to do. And okay, so once this is done, so this here my this helper method ends. Okay, I will define this later on. So here in the end, okay, so let's, okay, so here in the end we have to just count the unguarded cells. Okay, so int unguarded count is equal to 0. And now let's iterate over all the rows and columns that I have. Int I is equal to 0, I is less than m, I plus plus, for int j is equal to 0, j is less than n, j plus plus. And here I'm just going to write if, because in the end if any cell is 0, so only then I have to treat it as unguarded. Okay, otherwise no, right? So here I'm just going to check if result of I and j is equal to 0. Okay, if it's still unguarded, then in that case just increment the count of this unguarded. Okay, unguarded count plus plus. And in the end here just return unguarded. Okay, so this is done. Now I'm going to define this helper method. Okay, this helper method. So here let's define this helper method. So here you can write, give the void type only. Okay, I'm just going to fill the cells, okay, with 1. Okay, if they are guarded by any guard. Okay, so public void helper, code is very simple, right? Int result. Okay, and what are the things we are passing? We are passing I value from where I am starting, from j where I am starting. Okay, and then we are passing a directions. Okay, directions in of I and directions of j we are passing, right? And we are also passing m and n values, m and n values. Okay, right? So here one thing we need to check. So here just simply run one while loop. Okay, and inside this while loop just check if my I becomes greater than equal to 0. Okay, so I have to run this only if my I is greater than equal to 0, and I is less than m. Okay, boundary conditions, I am defining all the boundary conditions, right? And my j should be greater than equal to 0, and my j should be less than n. Okay, these are the boundary conditions. Okay, only then this while loop will be executed. And inside this I will also check if at any stage the result of I and j, okay, result of I and j, if it is equal to 3, that simply means that we are blocked by any wall. Or if result of I and j is equal to 2, that simply means that we are blocked by any guard. Okay, so in that case we have to just stop at walls or guards, right? So here I'm just simply going to break, that's it. We are not checking now top direction or left direction or right direction, bottom direction, because we are blocked by any wall or guard. Okay, so this is if condition for that one, simply break. Now one more thing, so if any cell is not guarded, okay, so if result of I and j, if any cell is unguarded, that simply means that it's still 0 only. Okay, so if it is still 0, then we have to mark it as guarded. Okay, result of I and j is equal to 1. Okay, so that's what I was saying, that if any cell is 0, then only mark it as 1. Okay, if it is already 1, let it be. Okay, and we are only stopping when it is 3 or 2. Okay, when it is guarded by, when it is blocked by some wall or guard. Okay, that is simple meaning. Okay, and here how my these directions, how my this I and j are updating. So here I told you that in this 0 1. Okay, let's say if I am at this position and I want to move to the right direction, so what I'm going to do, for right direction, I know I need to add 0 and 1 only to this one. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do here. So I is equal to I plus direction at I. Okay, and j is equal to j plus direction at j. That's it. Okay, all right. So now let's run it and see if there are any code issues. So all the test cases has been accepted, right? Now let's submit it, and the time complexity for this problem is going to be of m into n. Okay, so number of cells, because we are iterating over all the cells one by one, right? So I hope that you guys are able to understand today's problem, and if you guys still have any doubts, then please feel free to ask in comment section. Till then, keep coding and keep practicing. Meet you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.